Hello, Intro to Acting. My name is Michael Nocera, and this is Michael's Cooking Show. Today's episode, we will be making chicken soup. There's nothing like chicken soup on a nice cold day. To begin, we will start with the utensils. First, you will start with a large cutting board, a large knife for the chicken with teeth, another knife for the other ingredients. You don't want to mix knives. You will also want a large pot depending on how much soup you want, and a lid to prevent evaporation. Now onto the ingredients. Before we start, you always want to wash your hands first. Before you start prepping your food, you're going to want to fill your pot up with water. Once you are done washing your hands, you're going to now start to cut the potatoes. Like I said, you're going to want to use a separate knife for the potatoes and the chicken. But before we start cutting, you're going to want to wash your potatoes. Once your potatoes are washed, you're going to want to cut them up into little cubes. This is what your potatoes should look like. You don't want to cut them too thin so they break apart in the soup. So once you are done cutting your potatoes, you're going to want to cut your carrots. Today, I have pre-cut carrots, so it saves us some time. Once you are done cutting your carrots, you're going to want to cut your celery, also washed. You want to cut your celery into little bits, using the same knife you use with your potato and carrot, like this. Once you are done cutting your celery, next you will cut your onion. What you're going to want to do with your onion is cut both ends off first. After you cut both ends, you're going to want to peel. Once you are done peeling, you're going to cut in half. You're going to take both halves and cut into slices. Now that we have all our ingredients, minus the chicken, we can put it into the pot. I didn't cut it. Just leave it there. After you have washed your chicken, you're going to now want to cut it with your big knife. You're going to want to cut it into a good amount, a cube size like that. Once you are done cutting your chicken, you're going to now put it in the pot. Take off the lid, and you're going to put your chicken in. Make sure not to just drop it in, you don't want to splash. You're going to put 1 teaspoon of pepper and 1 teaspoon of salt to start. And if you think that's not enough, you're going to taste it as time goes on, and you can add a little bit more, and that's it. Next, you put 2 bay leaves in. Once it is done cooking, you do want to take these leaves out because they're not tasty at all. Now, after all your ingredients are in the soup, you're going to want to stir. Every 15 minutes, you should turn it. Once you're done turning it, you're going to put the spoon to the side and then put the lid on. Once the soup is done, it is now ready to eat. Nothing like hot soup. I hope you enjoyed today's episode.